you just drop it. You know what I'm saying?
So do you agree with the red pill community? Because you're saying that you're gonna take things about the red pill community and apply it. So would you say you're agreeing to the red pill community?
I mean,
So the red pill community is mainly about awareness of female nature and how to socialize and mingle with the female. Now, there might be levels to the red pill community. Like they might, for the people that are now aware and the people that are, being super submissive towards females, because mainly a guy's supposed to be dominant, not submissive. The term for those type of simps, as they call it, is a blue pill beta, a blue pill beta person.
all right.
And the people that are aware of what females go through, how they handle it, and what they think about it will be called the red pill people, the red pill aware. You're red pill aware, you know how females' nature are, you know how to interact with them, and you know all their clever tricks and mental gymnastics they're gonna give you. And there's even levels to it, like the purple pill, the black pill, and many variations to that. So that's basically like a nice overview of it.
Okay.
So with that, what do you think about the red pill community? Because it's actually exploding right now. It's growing in size that a lot of people are talking about it. I wanted to see your thoughts about it.
Okay. I mean, I think that's kind of cool. It's cool. Like, you know.
Did you have any did you have any thoughts before going into the red pill community? Like what was the first red pill video you watched?
Like probably like most people, Stuff is Cold.
Right.
Stuff is Cold for sure.
Right.
But yeah, like who else is there? There's some like Alpha Male Strategies is another
True.
one.
Another grandfathers.
I don't watch Kevin Samuels a lot, but I know he's part of that.
Right. He's like a subgenre of the red pill community.
But yeah, I mean, I think like just to get in some people's minds, like you should have certain ideas about like just you being a masculine and feminine energy,
right?
But don't necessarily take someone's opinion as your full opinion, because it can get easy. Like it can be easy to like listen to it and essentially just adopt that opinion. But you should really be reasoning for yourself if you really agree with what this person is saying. Okay. Because maybe like you might hear them there, because the thing is they're giving you their idea of what masculine and feminine energy.
Well, they experienced many women to give you that idea.
I mean,
so
yes,
they kind of they have the receipts to show.
Yeah,
this is how they move.
Yes, but that's their experience, though.
Right.
You kind of their experience might not be similar to your experience. Right. So that's why you kind of need to like, you can't necessarily take everything that they say as, the truth. Right. It's just with anything in life. Well, at least I believe right. That you can't necessarily take everything you hear to face value. But you need to listen to it, understand if this makes sense to you, right? And then you talk from.
So you apply it to your life.
That, yeah.
No, depending on how it goes.
Yeah.
So you're saying you're saying that guys should watch the red pill community, but do not overindulge in it and say this is the black and white. But they should say, how can I incorporate this into my life in a healthy manner? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, you need to. Yeah, if you're gonna like watch that type of content, then you need to understand like, basically like, all right, how can I use what I'm hearing to better myself? Right. And if it's not really something that you think would better you, then you just drop it. You know what I'm saying?
So do you agree with the red pill community? Because you're saying that you're gonna take things about the red pill community and apply it. Mm-hmm. So would you say you're agreeing to the red pill community?
I mean, I would say that some ideas are like the idea of basically you needing to be able to take charge as a man. Yes, I agree with that, because like that's something that's not only going to benefit you in your relationships. I mean, it might not benefit you in your relationships all the time, because maybe your woman or the person you're with wants to have their masculine energy to the thing. To the relationship. Right. So you kind of, all it is really, from what I take away from it, is that assertiveness. Right. Being assertive is meaning just, standing your ground and, fighting for what you believe in. Okay. Yeah. So.
But you don't agree with every single thing they say.
Yeah, I mean, not every idea I'm gonna like, adopt as my own, essentially.
Okay.
So like, if there's any ideas about like just anything that I might perceive as like toxic masculinity, I'm not gonna follow it. I would need to come
Mm.
up with an example in the moment out right now, but I can make if there's anything like that, then I'm not really gonna follow that.
Right.
Because
Well.
sometimes it be sprinkled in there. Sometimes
Right.
certain ideas you may not recognize it as toxic masculinity, but it can be.
Okay, I see
Yeah,
what you mean
it can
because
be.
there are something called the red pill rage,
Hmm.
and it's a state of a guy, a man, being mad about how they act, how females act,
Uh huh.
right?
Like an incel.
Basically,
Okay.
something like that,
Okay.
kind of. And they're mad about how females act in that way, and they try to bash on them, try to hate them for what they are naturally.
Mm.
So I would say for those like that's not the right way to go
Hmm.
because that's
I
you're
mean,
not accepting who they are and how they move.
the
You should be more of like a knowledgeable to, like you said, taking it in and learning from that and your experience, and you should level up as your own man,
yeah,
as your own man.
yeah. I mean, the thing is, it's not a bad thing to take advice from other men or someone like that you feel like would provide an interesting like perspective. Because
Right.
there's videos I've watched on YouTube with just men that will speak about certain topics, and I'm like, okay, wow, this is interesting. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
But it's
And
like,
okay.
yeah, it's like don't necessarily like just follow everything you hear.
All
You
right.
know? Yeah.
And I do want to add
Understand if it
that
makes sense to
I
you,
do want to add that there's not a lot of media for men to
or at
have
least it
that.
doesn't get publicized.
Right.
I think
It doesn't have
nowadays
that free space.
everyone is like YouTube right now. What we're doing is an example. Like you can literally look up thousands of videos on bettering yourself as a man and stuff.
Right.
So I think maybe it just doesn't get promoted to men as much,
Right.
but like it's something that I think as men like we have to kind of deal with because getting your mind right is a big part of being a man, bro. It's not a big part of being a person,
Right.
but
So
us knowing ourselves as men, like, and growing up and trying to figure out who we want to be
mhm.
is very important right now.
And at the age that we're in right now, it's like our early 20s, it's very essential for us to get that information of because the funny thing is the red pill community they don't even like talking about girls too much. Of course, girls get our attention because we want to know, but there's always one message they always leave at the middle or at the end of the video, and
Hmm.
it's about evolution or evolving and progressing.
Hmm.
They want us to progress. They want us to level up as a
Hmm.
guy, to get our money up, to move out of your house, to learn about financial income, to understand what society has for us. Because as a man, it's very difficult for specifically for walking on that path alone. Because we all have different paths,
For
and it's
sure.
gonna be hard for a guy that doesn't understand what they're going through, and especially when they're lost. And the red pill community uses females because that's what adolescents care about the most at
Hmm.
that
Yeah,
peak,
for sure, for sure.
at that
It
peak.
starts when you do grow up and get to that age where it's like you
We
want to
need a
just chase
guidance.
girls. Yeah, you have to. Yeah, yeah. Because like the things kids are getting exposed to now is way crazier than what we grew up on.
Right,
So it's like from a young age, certain ideas are taking your head already.
right,
Like it can be, thoughts about women. It could be, just your feelings as a person, or
right,
just you think about certain things. I feel like if you're growing up like a young kid growing up now, you're so much more so aware to a lot of things.
right,
So it's easy to find like I know speaking as a older brother of someone who has a younger brother, like it can be easy to like see that like they're getting exposed to so much things at a young age, so they're gonna be thinking about certain things that we probably were not thinking about as children.
and they wouldn't understand, and they
So
might take the
yeah,
wrong path.
exactly. So it's easy for someone to because you're just getting that information from another person through a
Right,
screen. Anything you hear on the internet or see is gonna be face value. It's gonna be
right,
truth.
right.
It's just this new thing.
Now,
So
now I understand why some people might say that guys are taking the red pill as face value and they're becoming very toxic. Like you said, the toxic
mhm,
masculinity,
mhm.
and for younger for younger guys that don't understand what they're trying to say,
Yeah, don't let it
and
become your
and
personality.
become very toxic. Like you said, don't let it become your
Where it's
personality.
like,
Don't let it
you
become
know,
you.
yeah,
You it's it's a very essential thing to understand what you're watching and how it will affect everything we. But yeah, it can affect you in many ways, and I see the people like Steph and AMS are like the dad or like your big brother that you never knew you had
that's true.
that are beating like
These
evolution into
values,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, and
But
I still understand why people look at them in a negative way,
mhm.
and I can't change your opinion. I can't change how you feel about them, and a lot of girls hate that shit.
OD.
They
And at
hate
the end of the day,
they
you
hate the
don't
red
know them.
community, right?
Don't think you know anybody.
Right, and
You don't
at the
even
end
know
of the
you know
day,
us.
they're speaking towards guys. They're not speaking towards girls. Of course, they're saying that we should treat girls a certain type of way, but a real man knows what to take and what not to take, and how to
Yeah,
move accordingly.
exactly. You gotta act based off your ideas and your perception of the things around you. You
Yeah,
know, like your brain is always kind of looking for things that it knows and things that you know is true.
right,
So it's hard to be figuring out the truth sometimes, but you have your mind and you have your experiences and
right,
you know to think and figure out what
right.
you want to do
So
and
yeah, so there's
stuff.
many layers to the rap community, but these are just our thoughts of it. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll catch y'all later.
Yes. Damn, why so abrupt?